разработка плана побега полностью.
The plan for the escape strategy was 100% Pечерский. Those who'd already been in the camp immediately felt some kind of trust towards him and started consulting with him about what they needed to do to get out of the camp.
And finally, because of him, because of his knowledge, the organization took off. And we decided to escape October 13, 1943.
He was a smart guy, an officer in the Soviet Army. He looked around and started studying how everything in the camp was set up. The mathematical calculations of freedom. Poland, Lublinsky province, 20 or 30 kilometers from the Belarusian border. Here, in March 1942, close to the railroad station, was the death camp Sobibor established. We arrived at Sobibor on September 22nd. Some of the railway cars were taken into the camp, emptied, and then taken to the second camp. It was already later that I learned that there was a second camp. Frenzel came and offered the people with carpentry skills the chance to leave. There's an unwritten rule among prisoners of war. When they're called, they go first, because no one knows what will happen to the next guy in line.
Me, 15 years old, what could I be? 15 years I got to school. But inside, I begged. And that time I still believed in God. And begged to God, God help me, please let me stay alive. Pray to this German, please take me. And I still believe, I strongly believe.
To say it, we knew we come to a camp. We didn't know what to expect. And I say from lodge. I happened to be with another, about 20 people what they picked out. I didn't know if this was working or whatever. And I was picked out and I happened to be for work. But my brother and my friend was on the same transport.
We started asking around, what is this place? Where is this camp? Where are our friends who'd been taken away somewhere? We'd traveled together. They'd become our friends. Where had they been taken, and where could we meet them? There was a stench hanging in the air. The wind had blown it our way. You can imagine. You couldn't breathe.
In the rise there are two clouds. And the whistle of the birds, because Sobibor was in a forest, beautiful. But farther on about 200 yards, there was another.
And there from the other side came thick smoke. He says, you want to know where your buddies are? Take a look. Those are your friends, the ones who arrived with you today. On the first evening, a man approached me. We started talking, and he explained to me the purpose of the camp.
Transport usually arrived in the morning, sometime in the nighttime. They arrived about 2,000 people. About 10 wagons were pushed inside the camp.
In the beginning it was set up like this. 300 people undress, everybody else waits. Once they were undressed, from Camp 2 came running 100 people. Most of them were Dutch Jews. Each was carrying a blanket. They'd taken 3 sets of clothes and carried them to the storage room.
Why they are taking this away? But it didn't take long. They left by the exit gate and they were led to a yard. Over there, a Nazi in a white uniform had a speech to them. He kindly apologized for the long trip from Holland. But unfortunately, before they get their apartments, because of sanitary conditions, they must have a shower. So it will take a little bit longer till they go to Lax. Now, he said, if they want, here on the table are postcards. They could pick up postcards and send to their family that they arrived in a beautiful place. Sobibor was a nice place.
"10 feet away from the gas chamber. Now they picked me at times, although to pick, just cutting the hair. So that was really a terrible thing. Everything was terrible, but that was especially terrible because there's naked women with children, and they know, to go to the dead, and you have to cut, and you cannot say a word. You cannot say a word because they have the jammers and the gun. If you open your mouth, that's something that just take you with them."
Then they took them on this pathway to heaven. On one side, the barbed wire fence, and on the other side, a route for the local collaborator policemen. And when they took them out on this path, they began to whip them, striking their buttocks. Each ran faster to avoid the blows from the whip, to reach the so-called banya more quickly.